What makes the A-10 Warthog the most feared aircraft in close air support? Picture this. Taliban fighters race across the Afghan desert, thinking they've escaped. They're wrong. An A-10 circles overhead, and their time just ran out. This is the story of a flying tank built around the most powerful aircraft cannon ever created. A weapon so devastating it doesn't just stop enemies, it erases them. The 1970s. Cold War tensions peak. Pentagon planners face a nightmare scenario. Thousands of Soviet tanks pouring through Germany's Fulda Gap into Western Europe. They need an answer, not another sleek fighter jet, something different, something that can save ground troops when they're seconds from being overrun. So Fairchild Republic does the impossible. They build an aircraft around a gun, not the other way around. They wrap a titanium bathtub around the pilot, mount the engines high and separate for survivability. The result? An aircraft so ugly, troops nicknamed it the Warthog. So slow, enemies think they can shoot it down. So tough, it keeps flying with half its body blown off. And that gun? Let's talk about that gun. The GAU-8 Avenger. 19 feet of pure destruction. 4,000 pounds fully loaded, heavier than most cars. 7 rotating barrels fire 30mm rounds, depleted uranium penetrators that slice through armor like paper. Or high-explosive incendiary rounds that turn vehicles into fireballs. 70 rounds per second. That's faster than you can blink. Each round travels 3 times the speed of sound, carrying enough kinetic energy to punch through a main battle tank. The recoil? 10,000 pounds of force, more thrust than one of the aircraft's engines produces. Engineers had to offset the gun just to keep the plane stable when firing. When this weapon fires, the A-10 literally slows down mid-flight. The airframe shudders, the cockpit vibrates, and downrange, nothing survives. This isn't just a gun. It's a flying statement that sometimes overwhelming firepower is exactly what you need. Ground troops call it the sound of freedom, that distinctive brrrrt that echoes across the battlefield. But here's the terrifying part. The rounds hit before you hear the gun. In the cockpit, pilots feel every shot. The stick vibrates in their hands. Their displays blur slightly. It's like driving over rumble strips at 400 miles per hour. Back to that Taliban convoy. The pilot spots them from 15,000 feet. Ground controllers clear him hot. He rolls in. The A-10 dives. The gun roars. 2-second burst. 140 rounds downrange. The convoy doesn't stand a chance. Vehicles explode. Engine blocks shatter. Fuel tanks ignite. In less time than it takes to tell this story, that enemy force ceased to exist. This is what the A-10 was built for: precision, power, protection for the troops who need it most. The Pentagon keeps trying to retire the Warthog. They say it's too old, too slow, too vulnerable. But soldiers on the ground? They don't want F-35s or bombers. They want the Warthog circling overhead, ready to bring that 30mm rain. So the Air Force keeps upgrading them. New wings, better avionics, modern sensors. Because nothing else does this job quite like the A-10. The flying tank that changed modern warfare isn't going anywhere. Not while troops still need close air support. Not while that gun still has something to say.